Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if you're new. My name's Sophie, and we've got a fun video today. We are finally touring my finished sewingcore island thimble. I actually finished this island 2 months ago, like literally 2 months ago to this day. I did my last live stream where I finished this, and I was like, okay, like I'll, maybe in the next couple days film a tour. The next couple days took 2 months, but you know what? It's okay. We're here now. And honestly, I feel like this is actually a better time to tour it than if I toured it 2 months ago, because this is like a late summer, early autumn island, as you can probably kind of see in the background. Like, I wanted the grass to be kind of green and have some trees that were still kind of green, but also have like a lot of like yellowy and orangey vibes, like just a good mix. And I feel like that's kind of where we are right now. It's the end of summer. It's still like 100 degrees outside, but there's pumpkin spice at Starbucks. So like in my heart, it's fall. So I feel like, yeah, now is a great time to go ahead and tour this little island. This is definitely one of my favorite islands I've ever made, if I do say so myself. Let me show you my map. Nothing too exciting. I wanted to do an island with like a lot of terraforming. There's kind of a good bit of terraforming, but not as much as I sometimes like to do, but I think she's cute. I think she's pretty cute. And our resident rep is Lacey, because yeah, it is like sewing themed, so lace. And then the villagers, if you haven't seen any of this island, you might be like, whomst are these cats? This is on a modded Switch, and I made my own modded villagers. 5 of these villagers are based on my cats and my sister's cats. So we've got Toby, Milo, and Remy are my sisters, and then Casper and Darcy are my cats. And then the other villagers are Bee, Molly, Deirdre, Stitches, and Marcy. So yeah, that is the island. That is our cast. And yeah, oh my gosh, this island was so fun. Yeah, the plan was sewingcore, which kind of a difficult theme to do because there's not a lot of sewing things. I did use some mods like this little sewing stool, but a lot of the island really relies on codes. So like these little button codes. Hi, Marcy. Let's say hi to her. I was like, I don't know if I've talked to these villagers in a long time, but maybe they don't care. Maybe they don't care that I haven't played in a minute, but yeah, oh my gosh. I just love this entrance though. This little like roundabout with all the trees. So precious. Absolutely love it. And then because I am a obsessive cat mom, I wanted my boys to be front and center. So these are my cats' houses. I do have pictures of all the interiors, so I will show all the interiors even if they aren't on screen. But this one, yeah, this is Darcy's house, which in-game Darcy is a lazy, and real life Darcy is definitely a lazy as well. He loves food. He will beg for any food you're eating, even if it's something that he would probably find disgusting, he will beg for it. He does also like bugs. He loves chasing bugs. There will be like a dot-sized bug on the floor and it will just entertain him for ages. So he's truly a lazy, and I just gave him like a cute little cozy yard to hang out in. Of course, there's like food and little spools of thread to play with. Don't actually give your cat spools of thread to play with, by the way. They will swallow the thread. They will get it literally like a whole foot of it swallowed, and then you're gonna go to the vet and you're gonna owe a lot of money and you're gonna be very sad. So don't do that. And then this is Casper's house. Casper is a smug villager. And boy, is he a smug. He is a diva. Yeah, he's evil. He is a monster. He knows how to turn my computer on to wake me up. There are string lights behind me, but they're not turned on because he broke them. He destroyed them. But I still love him. He's my baby. And he loves watching birds. So I have these little bird codes. Which, by the way, all my codes are on my Pinterest. I should have my Pinterest linked in the video description. And then I have like a board that's like my Animal Crossing islands. And yeah, all my codes are on there. I have sections. Oh, we have a dead body. Let's pretend we didn't see the dead body. There's definitely no dead people on this island, guys. What are you talking about? But yeah, all my codes are on Pinterest, and if there's any you can't find, just like harass me in the comments and I will find it for you. Yeah, one of many little picnic blanket sewing spots I have here. Absolutely love doing these like little mismatched blankie codes. And yeah, I did mention this is a modded island. There's a couple modded items, but I feel like they're items like if you wanted to recreate this build, they're not necessary. Like I have some of these like flowers, you could just put weeds. The dropped oven mitt, it's technically a dropped sock, which I'd probably just do a sock if I didn't have that. And then yeah, like the little spool of thread, very cute, but like you could probably just do like a wooden stool with a pillow on it. Like that's definitely gonna give like the sewing cushion vibes. Yeah, even if you don't have those mods. It is fun. I like to play around with mods just because it's kind of nice to have some new items to mess around with, but usually I don't like to do builds that rely on mods. Like, oh, you couldn't do this build without the mods. Anyways, Nook's Cranny here has turned into a very messy like antique store. So we've got like cute pottery and teapots back there. Got like a piano. Lots of little doodads. The Nutcracker is a nod to I once did a scavenger hunt stream and I could not find a single island with a Nutcracker on it and I was losing it. I was losing it. Which, speaking of streams, I recently made a second YouTube channel. Right now you are on Peachy Sophie. We now have Peachier Sophie, which is where I've decided to put all of my live streams from here on out. So if you feel like watching hundreds of hours of me talking, there are hundreds of hours of me talking videos on that channel. So that's fun. Yeah, and then Able Sisters here, of course, it's like a sewing store. Sewing supplies like balls of yarn and also just like clothes. Basically like in-game Joanne's, may she rest in peace. And then down here we got like a little cafe because who would not want to have coffee on the beach after buying a bunch of yarn? Like that is the dream afternoon. Captain's here, he's hanging out. I don't really know what he's doing. He's just vibing. He's here for the good times. And then heading up this way, I wanted to do kind of like a little craft fair, like farmer's market moment. So we've got like this little dude selling his candles. This dude's selling more fabric. We've got like handmade plushies. Yeah, things you would find at like an actual, like a craft fair kind of a thing. There's pottery, jewelry. This guy's selling paintings. Oh, we got some more villagers. Here is Casper. Let's go say hi to Casper, my little diva. What's the latest, Torito? Yeah, man, it took so long to make. It took so long to make these villagers. It was an experience. Kudos to like actual game developers who just like do this for a living. Like making game assets, because boy, this was exhausting. Oh, we have Miss B, who's never in her fucking house. I literally could not get a picture of her, the inside of her house. I had to go to Tom Nook and say like, can we remodel her house? Because she's never home. She's never home. She has not been home for like the last 3 months, except for like on her birthday. I can't with her. She's never home. But yeah, I did get a photo of her interior, so you'll see it. One of my favorite areas on the island, res services. I used a mod so that the plaza tiles are clear. So it basically looks like there's nothing there. So I put down this blanket. So it's basically like res services is on a giant blanket. Does it make sense that they built a building over a blanket? No, but we're gonna pretend it makes sense that there's just a blanket like under the foundation of the building. Also, look at my flag. I realized I didn't have a flag done. I was gonna film this video yesterday and I was like, I don't have a flag. So I made this flag last night and put it up. I think she's very cute. So that's great. Oh my God, B is so cute. I love her. Oh, not her immediately turning away and getting off the stool. Like, get me away. Get me out of here. Also, Molly's here. I like can't see her behind the tree, but she is here. Everyone's talking about doing laundry. They are committed to the sewing clothing theme. Speaking of laundry, we have a laundry spot right here. How perfect is that? Originally this was totally cut off, but I did open it up because it's kind of nice to have more walkways. Like whenever I wanted to go from like res services to the front of island, it was really annoying having to go all the way around on the beach. So I opened that up. I like having more pathways. Let's go off to the right here. We're gonna see some more of our villager homes, and then we'll kind of backtrack. We've got a little cul-de-sac with some of our villagers. This one is Molly's house. She basically runs her own like small home baking business. So she's got stuff out front, and then she's got like more baking and cake stuff going on inside her house. More seating over here. Lots and lots of places to eat. What's back here? I don't remember. Oh my gosh, yes, the outdoor movie theater. I forgot I did this. So you can like sit out and watch movies and sew. That's like the dream. I don't know where it was, but it was like a movie theater that I think they screened, I think it was Pride and Prejudice, and they kept the lights on so you could bring like your sewing projects and like sew. And I'm like, that is literally like a perfect night to me. Like sewing and watching my favorite films, like heck yes. So that was kind of the inspo for that build. Okay, and then back to our little cul-de-sac over here. This is Marcy's house back here. Marcy is the town's mommy blogger. She is an influencer. She posts pictures of her baby, who we named Flarcy, for a living. So yeah, she is exploiting her child for money. But you know what? Go for it, girl. You get that bag. You get that money. I don't know what's gonna happen when your kid starts to grow up. I don't know what content you're gonna make then, but you know what? You go for it. You do you. And then here is Stitches. I can't remember exactly what his interior was. I feel like, I can't remember if I just made it like he's a plushie collector or if we did like he's repairing plushies. Because I know we talked about like, oh, could he be like the guy from like Toy Story that just like fixes stuffed animals for a living? I can't remember if we did more of that or if it was more just like he collects plushies. Because yeah, I did some of these builds like 3-4 months ago because I spent several months building the island, and then it took me 2 months to film this tour. So some of this I have not seen in a hot minute. But yeah, that basically is a dead end when you get to that cul-de-sac. So we are going around back to the front. Next, I think I want to show you what I call the shopping center, although I suppose we kind of were just in a shopping center because Nooks and Abel's were there. This is like an extension of the shopping, I guess. Oh, here's Darcy! Oh, I loved... He is like, I think out of all my mods, he is the most realistic to how he looks. Like literally, how he looks in-game, that's literally real Darcy. This is literally what he looks like. And his personality is like exactly like how he is in real life. And oh, I just love him. He's so cute. I mean, not to have favoritism over my children, but like, oh my god, his mod is so cute. Okay, yeah, so you come up here, and then this is like a fancy little shopping center with like castle walls and stuff. And yeah, this is like more of a proper farmer's market, like not so just like a craft market. We've got food over here. We do have some crafts, like there's plushies over here. This one is where you can buy like seafood and whatnot. And then this one we've got books and bread. What more could you want in life but books and bread? And then yeah, this incline basically leads us down to where we were earlier, right next to res services. So a lot of things do connect together on this island. I just like have a specific direction that I want to walk for this tour. Which on that note, we're gonna go over to the left. We'll leave the back of the island until the end of the tour. Also, no one's been home yet. I'm like, everybody's out. Everybody's enjoying this lovely weather. Down here, we've got this adorable little like, oh, I didn't know I could actually sit here. This little tea party area that's, I guess, functional. I didn't think I could actually get into this chair. But I think it's so cute. I love just like all the mismatched chairs and the blankie and just all the stuff. It's so cute. And speaking of tea parties, I think I'm actually gonna have a little tea party myself with today's video sponsor. So I want to thank Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. for sponsoring today's video. If you haven't heard of them before, Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. are monthly Japanese treat boxes. So every single month, you're gonna get all sorts of delicious, exclusive Japanese snacks sent right to your doorstep. Tokyo Treat is a fun and exclusive Japanese snack box that has all sorts of things like limited edition Kit Kats, specialty flavored chips, seasonal treats, and a lot of limited time stuff. Meanwhile, Sakura Co. is a monthly artisan snack box that supports local snack makers across Japan and has lots of traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks. And Sakura Co. always includes tea and a special piece of tableware. This month's Tokyo Treat theme is Snacktastic Moonfest, and Sakura Co.'s theme is Autumn Moon Festival, so all the snacks from both boxes are very autumnal, with lots of moon and bunny-inspired snacks. So the first thing I tried was this mini matcha Baumkuchen cake from the Tokyo Treat box. I love anything matcha flavored, and this was so delicious. I followed it up by brewing a cup of the Tsukimi Goko Kucha tea, which is a 5-grain tea from our Sakura Co. box, and of course I had to brew it in this adorable little bunny themed Unomi teacup we got. And I could not resist this Tsukimi cookie because look at how precious this little bunny and moon design is. And trust me, it tastes even better than it looks. Everything was so delicious, and it brings so much fun and joy to my days, getting to try all these delicious snacks that I normally wouldn't be able to experience unless I were actually in Japan. These are so much fun, and they make such a great treat for yourself or for your friends, and I totally recommend that you try them out. And if you're interested in buying a box, you can go ahead and use the link down in the description box and use the code PEACHY at checkout for $5 off your first order. Thanks again to Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. for sponsoring today's video, and now back to the video. All right, and then coming down onto the beaches, this is probably the most heavily modded part of the island, actually, because you can put trees on the beach with modding. I don't know why they won't let us do this, because you can do this in Happy Home Paradise. You can put any tree on the beach in Happy Home Paradise, so why not on my real island? Why not have tree on beach? Why not stump on beach? Very rude. But yeah, basically the beaches, I didn't really have ideas of what to do, so it's just trees and plants. But I'm gonna walk around and show most of this beach. At a certain point, it'll be into the next build.
Oh, and we have another kitty here. Here is Whittle Wemmy, itty bitty baby Wemmy. He is so sweet.
A new person. Oh yeah, the dead body on the beach. Yeah, please stay away from the dead body on the beach, Remy. Stay away from Gulliver. I'm like, I told you to pretend he's not there. Okay, yeah, basically we can go all the way to the outlet, and it's just kind of decorative, but I think it's cute. I think it's cute, even though there's really not much going on down here. But little Wemmy, which you might notice he is smaller than the other cat villagers. He is actually based on Katie's model in the game, which if you didn't play the past games, you don't know who Katie is, but she was like a little kitten in past games, so
he's extra short and small. Because he unfortunately left us as a kitten, so he was always little. He did not grow to be a big kitty, but he is here in the game living his best life, so we love that for him. And then let's come back up and around this way, since we saw the beach. We are gonna go, who is that? Oh, that's just Darcy in his yard. Don't want to miss anyone. So going back this way, I love this little lookout point. You know, it tells you how long ago I started work on this island, because I remember when I did this build, it was supposed to be kind of like Infinity Nikki inspired, because I think I had just started playing Infinity Nikki at the time, which that game came out in like December. So I think I did this build like January, February, and I'm just doing the tour now. It's August. I don't know if you're seeing this video in August, or yeah, you're probably seeing it. It's probably end of August. If you're watching it the day it comes out. I don't know when I'm gonna post it, probably later this week. But yeah, and we've got another house that is empty because apparently none of my villagers want to be at home today. But this is Deirdre's house, and she runs a local Halloween store. As I said, it's kind of like late summer, early fall, and initially I didn't want it to be too autumnal, but I did end up adding some little touches. Like, I think, yeah, having the Halloween store is cute. I just didn't want to have like pumpkins everywhere, because whenever I do fall islands, I kind of default to having pumpkins everywhere. I just wanted to do something a little different, so it's more of a lush fall island than just like a orange pumpkin island. Yes, we have another picnic blanket because there's never enough picnic blankets. And then up over here, oh, I think we had a villager home. This is a little cliff where all of Zoe's cats live. We've got another picnic blanket. And then, yeah, looks like we've got 2 villagers home. Okay, so we've got 2 villagers home. So let's go and pop inside. Absolutely love this interior. So this is Toby. He's a jock in the game. I made him a jock because he is insane. He sprint, he run, he zoom, he play. He is like the true crazy black cat. And since he is so playful, yeah, we made him a little arcade. So he's got lots of games to play. It's a little bit dirty in here. Like, there's some empty cans. And then of course, we have a milk bar, because, you know, cats they don't care about alcohol. They want milk. They want milk and whipped cream. Probably should not be drinking chocolate milk right there, but they will pretend it's like, maybe it's milk with churro mixed in. Maybe it's milk with ground beef blended into it. That is so unappealing to think of, but I know cats would probably love that. But yeah, so this is a little house. He's just having a little party in here, and I love that for him. And yeah, I kind of rolled with the jock theme out front. So he's got like a baseball, a football, a baseball chair. I didn't know what else to do for him. I was like, we'll commit to the jock theme. And then this is Remy's front yard, and I gave him just like a cute little sandcastle to play with, like little kitty, like playground decor. And then I think his house is kind of like a little kitty, kind of bedroom moment. Yeah, wee baby. Which also I did change not just the villagers, but the villager pictures are all in the game. And I know he has a picture of Toby in his house because he and Toby were best buds. And then now we're gonna go into Milo's house. Here is Milo. Oh, he crafting. Of course he had to replace whatever was over here. Hopefully I have a picture of what his house looks like when there's not a crafting thing. I feel like I put, you know what was over here? There's supposed to be like a litter box over here. I'm pretty sure I put a litter box in here, so kind of bummed. But I think I have a photo of it. But Milo is a grumpy villager, so I kind of tried to give him like kind of a like old man looking house. He's not that old. We don't know for sure how old he was because he was a street cat. But they were estimating like 3 to 5 years when my sister got him. So he could be almost like, I don't know, he could in theory be almost 6 now. I don't think he was that old though. He's probably more like 5, right? 4? Actually, I have no idea. Maybe he is that old. I don't know how old he is. But anyways, he's the oldest cat we have for sure. So he's a grandpa. Oh, and there's Toby's photo. As I did mention, there are cat photos. I think I have a video up on my channel where I showed making the mods, and I'm pretty sure I show all the pictures in that one. So yeah, if you like really want to see the pictures, and I did do custom quotes for everyone. I did Taylor Swift quotes for everyone, which, guys, as I'm filming this, do you know what happened today? Taylor Swift got engaged this morning. I'm living vicariously through her. I'm so happy for her. I'm so excited. This is gonna be the only thing I care about for like the next few months or however long it takes for the wedding to happen. Oh my gosh, I'm so freaking excited. I've just been smiling like all day because she got her little dream perfect romance, and she so deserves it. Anyways, over here we've got our museum, and I decided to do something a little bit extra fun. I wanted to make a museum, and it's all about the history of like textiles and clothing. So I had a lot of fun going through all of the clothing in game, and I tried to make a timeline of clothing, and I did actually have to do a lot of Googling to make sure this was accurate. But I started with some things like the little turban and the toga are from like 2,000 years ago. Stuff like the kimono and the little Renaissance dress, yeah, more like 800, 1,000. We've got our very like Rococo dress here from 1700s. And then we kind of have a bigger chunk of 1900s clothing. From the flapper dresses, the very groovy stuff, getting into punk. And then at the end here, I did like, this would be more modern day, or like, I feel like this prom dress looks like stuff you would have seen like early 2000s prom. And then I feel like the wedding dress it feels like fairly modern. And then we've got different types of sewing machines and looms and, you know, mechanical sewing machines. And then down here we have like different ways to get fabric. So the little white mum is supposed to be a cotton ball. We've got sheep for wool. We've got like a bagworm and a moth for like silk. So this was kind of a lot of fun. This was a fun little museum build to kind of think of the museum in a little bit different way. Normally you just do like bugs or fish because that's what they have in the museum. And then here is Bee's house. She's not home because she's never home, but she is basically running, I called it the sip and sew. You go here to sip your drinks and sew some things. So yeah, you can get coffee and have a little pastry and do your sewing project. And I think it's very cute. Very, very cute. So this, you can squish past here to the stuff above this, but it's kind of meant to be a dead end. So now I want to loop back to where we were before. Yeah, heading back this way, we're gonna go up these stairs, and this is actually gonna take us to a little land bridge that I skipped over earlier, but this is basically how you get to the whole back half of the island. There are other ways to like sneak your way through, but this is the ideal way. But I love, we've got this big, huge land bridge here, and you can see I've got my house to the right, and then the campsite is over to the left, but we will see those more in depth. So over here, of course, we have another giant sewing circle moment. Because yeah, we wanted more sewing stuff. I'm gonna go to the right first, I think. I did end up doing, you know, okay, earlier I said I didn't want pumpkins, but I had to have one pumpkin patch. I also just really needed space fillers. I was getting to a point where I was like, I can't do any more picnic blankets on this island because there's too many. This is my house. I ended up doing a lot of these windmills, which obviously we do have like windmills in the game, but I wanted these more vintage looking ones that were mods. And here's my house. I did not realize there's roaches in here. I actually killed a cockroach in my bedroom IRL last night, so unfortunately this reflects reality. I haven't seen a cockroach in my room in like over a year, maybe even 2 years. Like I feel like the first few months we moved in, I had 1 or 2. And then I hadn't seen any. And then there was one last night and I was very upset. I was very not happy. Okay, yeah, here's my pictures of my boys, Casper and Mr. Darcy, looking so cute. And of course on the fireplace mantle. Oh shit. Oh my god, Bee. So I'm not allowed to go in your house? Bee, you're allowed to come in my house. She's never home. She's never at her house for me to come inside. Oh my god, we're just gonna go to the rest of the rooms while she's here. I'm mad at her. I'm not even talking to her. Girl never lets me look at her house. She's like, you're not allowed to come to the sip and sew. Oh my god, I forgot I did this for my kitchen. This is a cute kitchen. We've got like a little spot over here. Some cat pictures on the walls. Yeah, we're definitely doing some like autumnal baking, and we've got like a little pantry over here. I don't remember building this, but this is really cute. Look at me. Very autumnal little dining set here. Love to see it. Okay, yeah, get out of my house. Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. She also asked to move away yesterday. I was like, are you joking? You're literally evil. Least favorite villager on the island. I'm like, you're ungrateful. Get out of my house. Got my bathroom. I don't remember making it look like this. Like, it's very 70s. I don't know what the thought process was behind that because I did this a long time ago. I kind of dig it though. I'm like, the beaded wallpaper and the floor. This is kind of a mood. This is kind of a vibe. And I love doing, yeah, like the fancy little bathtubs, like tucked in. I love splitting up rooms with the partition walls. And then of course we got a big old laundry spot because sewing, clothing. Okay, and then upstairs we have this adorable bedroom with many, many, many cats. This is probably my favorite mod out of all the mods. Like, if I could only have one mod on my game, it would be the cat mod. I'm actually planning my new island that I'm working on called Enoki. It's gonna be like a Japanese fall island. I think this is literally the only mod I'm gonna use. I'm literally just gonna use the cats. I'm not really planning on any other mods. They're just so freaking cute. And yeah, if you want to see me work on that island, I will be streaming some of it over on my Twitch, posting the videos on my other channel, and I'm sure I'll eventually have some like tours up on this channel. But yeah. All right, and then our basement is a very, oh my god, please die, thank you. Very classic little cat lady basement. We've got lots of litter boxes for all the many, many cats that live in this house. We should definitely have more than 2 litter boxes for the number of cats that were upstairs. We should have like 3 more at least. Have a little piano. This wallpaper is a mod. It's a wallpaper from Pocket Camp, I believe. Yeah, I just wanted to do like a lot of cat stuff, so like all the cat trees, and then yeah, we do have like a little like we're hanging out, having like a sewing circle club going on over here, so that's really cute, really fun. All right, and that's basically it for my house. The front yard is just like this fun little veggie garden and a bunch of flowers, just like a very messy filled in yard. And then up over this way is probably one of my favorite builds on the island. Oh, I do love this cliff bridge. That's like a modded Switch thing. We love doing a cliff bridge. We have a little bit older, not as nice part of town. We've got a catnip dispensary where you can go and buy your catnip, your legal catnip. There's obviously a very big line. Everybody's really excited about the catnip. Next to the catnip is the remains of a Joanne fabric. And the Joanne is now becoming a Spirit Halloween because Spirit Halloween takes over all empty buildings. If there's an empty building near you, it's gonna be a Spirit Halloween. That's the law. That's just how it works. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite builds. Initially, the plan was to have a Joanne grave. Like, I was just gonna have a little grave on the ground with a Joanne sign. And then my mom was like, you should make like an abandoned building. And I was like, that's a big brain. That's a juicy idea. And then as I was building the abandoned Joanne on stream, my chat was like, you should have a Spirit Halloween moment. And I was like, this is amazing. So this was a collaborative build. Many people collabed on this build and gave me ideas to get to this beautiful endpoint. Yeah, and then there's like a crusty, dirty little parking lot with people that are, you know, parking probably for the catnip store. Oh yeah, there's like a laundry spot back there. I forgot to show that. There's definitely stuff on the rocks back there. And then yeah, like down here to the right is like the movie theater. But yeah, I love that build. It's so silly. I had so much fun with it. I love like very aesthetic islands, but sometimes islands that are kind of goofy or like don't take themselves too seriously are my favorites. I love having fun with my islands. And then all that's really left is to show over here to the left of this. This was that little sewing circle. And then we've got back here this giant, beautiful cotton field. So we've got basically like a giant like mill. I guess you would call it like a mill where like they process the cotton. I don't actually know for sure what a cotton processing facility would be called, but we're gonna hope. It says 100% cotton on the bags, and then yeah, I just used white mums because that's about as close to cotton as you can get in this game. And then down over this bridge, the cotton field kind of transitions into a sheep meadow. So yeah, we've got cotton, and of course we've got lots of sheep for harvesting wool to make clothing with. And then I added in some other decor, like these little snowy bush cutouts. It's supposed to be like, my imagination is like it's a giant pile of wool, like they're shearing the wool off the sheeps into these giant piles. And then yeah, it basically expands over here onto the beaches as well. So yeah, it's just sheep city over here. They're everywhere. They're taking over the island. I think of this as like a very cat heavy island, but there's way more sheep than cats on this island. The sheep definitely rule the island. And then I guess kind of the last build is if you just go along this way, you come over to our campsite, which I forgot to scan in an amiibo. So pretend there's a tent right here. But yeah, basically we're just having like a giant sleepover with all of our handmade, hand sewn blankets. Because I think that would be literally such a vibe to do. But yeah, with that is basically the whole island. I had so much fun filming this tour and doing this whole island over the last several months. It was so much fun. I've had an idea like this in my mind for ages, and being able to finally make it reality is so exciting. And if you enjoyed this video, maybe consider subscribing. I love doing all sorts of like cozy lifestyle stuff like vlogs, arts and crafts, gaming, all that kind of good stuff. So we're just having a good old cozy gay time over here. So yeah, we would love to have you. And yeah, I cannot wait to start sharing my next island with you guys. Enoki, I am planning on doing some streaming, maybe some videos. We will see, but there's lots of good gaming to be had in the future. I'm very, very excited to see what we do next with Animal Crossing. But until then, I hope you all have a great, wonderful rest of your day and a lovely start to the autumn season, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, stay peachy.